Overlap 1.0. I'm going to draw some flowers using this step-by-step paper. I start by drawing a couple of circles and then adding some flower petals around the outside of it. Then I add some more petals in between those, and then even more petals in between those, but not always showing the whole petal. That gives it the overlapping effect. Then a few little circles inside, some lines on some of the petals, stem and a leaf, and not showing all of the stems, so it's got some overlapping too. I have a little bit thicker paper that I'm going to draw on so that I can paint on it with some watercolors later. I've got mine folded in half, and I'm going to start about in the middle of the paper with a couple of circles. And add the petals. Then some more petals in between. And then more in between that. It doesn't matter exactly how many petals go in between. I just try to fill it in a bit, and I try not to draw all of every petal, so I start having that overlapping effect. So it makes it look like some of the petals are in front of other ones. Then a few little circles inside, some lines on some of the petals, and there we go. I'm going to make another flower a little bit higher up and to the left. Draw it the exact same way, but it's going to look different. Every time I draw one of these flowers, it always looks different. But if I start the same way and then just fill in the petals and not draw all of the details of every petal, then I get that overlapping effect, like some are in front of others. Okay, one more off to the right and up a little bit from the first one. Same procedure. I'm making 3 of them so that I can even have their stems overlapping. A few little circles inside, a few lines on some of the petals, and I'm ready to start making the stems. I'm going to start with this flower in the middle and try to imagine it coming down from the middle. I'm not going to draw it over the petals, so I have to pretend that it's going behind there. That's the overlapping. Then I go from this other flower, and I'm not going to draw it over the first one, so I have to stop the lines of the stem, and that way it looks like that first flower is overlapping that stem. Same on this one, and I'm angling them all down towards the middle there. And then I add some leaves. Again, these are always going to be a little bit different. Okay. Now I'm going to put these flowers in a pot. So I'm going to go down a little bit and start with kind of a smile shape. Then I'm going to bring the stems down and have them stop right at that little line. So that the stems overlap each other and they stop right at the line here, so that the pot that they're going to be in will be overlapping the stems. Now I go around the back, put the back of the flower pot. And I'm going to put the bottom of the flower pot. So I start on one side, come down, Try to make sure to flatten out the bottom a little bit and then go back up. Only one more thing I'm going to do is put a line off to each side, but I'm going to try to line them up. This is going to be the table that the flower pot is on. So there we go, 3 flowers in a flower pot on a table.